Hi, my name is Brendan Connolly, and welcome to another Rising Star update on the progress of inclusive automation. February was about research and reflection. Once talk about automation starts, you often start to hear the talk of the tester fade out and the spotlight shines on technology. A big part of inclusive automation is keeping the tester at the center stage in automation. And to help get more clarity and understanding around exploratory testing, I opted to read Explore It by Elizabeth Hendrickson. Plus, it's been on my reading list for a while. I've also been spending a good amount of time trying to focus on the roles and relationships in automation. And I've categorized the roles into three groups. Creator, and you can think of this as like the author of the automation. Executor, and that's the person or system that's responsible for the running of the automated test suite. And last is the consumer, and this is a person or system that derives value from the results of the test execution. So when you start to vary the people and job title in those roles, it's really useful in getting to the motivations and outcomes that are both positive and negative. For instance, the dynamics of when a tester serves as creator, executor, and consumer are very different from when the creator is an automation engineer on a separate team, the executor is like your nightly build, and the consumer is a test manager reviewing the test results. So you can see how the dynamics start to change and how you might start to see how the relationships start to shift. I've also been doing the same modeling process in the context of unit testing. So it's been an interesting comparison. So unit testing is often seen as like the gold standard of automated tests. So I plan to write more in detail about this in the coming months, and I look forward to sharing it with you. I've also been reflecting on spectrums within testing and some of their heuristic value. Now, the obvious one with inclusive automation is rather than thinking of testing as a binary, it's automated or manual, consider it a spectrum. And how can that spectrum provide value? What kind of heuristics can we draw from that? But in addition to that, I've also been thinking about engagement while testing. In exploratory testing, high engagement is important, right? Since during testing, information gathering is our primary focus. But post-testing, engagement drops off pretty dramatically. Often the notes or reports that we create are of lower value than the internal models and insights that we're building up inside of our minds. But the opposite is true in automated testing. So that we want little to no engagement while tests are running. We want all the attention and focus on results and reporting. So in this case, I think this polarization is probably a sign of health, right? We want to be able to have high engagement for exploratory testing, and healthy teams want to have low engagement on test execution. We just want meaningful information coming after automation and meaningful information coming from exploratory testing. I've also intentionally been spending less time on the Jupyter notebooks, on code, and on technology. I really want to focus in and get a firm grasp of the ideas and my motivations behind them and how to kind of position this concept of inclusive automation rather than provide an answer of a tool to people. And to that end, in the coming month, some of what I'm going to be targeting my research and effort on is creating a working definition of inclusive automation so that armed with that, I can start to identify the types of tools that can be either created or assembled to start to fill in the gap that occupies the spectrum between manual and automated testing. I'm also going to be continuing to dig into test automation patterns. I am now armed with and reading a journey through test automation patterns, and I hope to glean clarity and insights from it and be able to share more of that and how it relates to inclusive automation with you next month.